The pressures of academic responsibilities, social challenge, and personal struggles can significantly impact students. Unfortunately, many schools do not have the resources to provide adequate mental health support. This is not just a minor issue, it has become a crisis. Without the necessary support, students experience difficulty academically, emotionally, or even physically. My name is Sheila Soso, and I'm advocating for enhancing mental health support in schools. Let's begin with a fundamental question. Should schools be responsible for students' mental health? Some argue that education should focus only on academics, leaving mental health to families and professionals. However, research shows that a student's emotional well being directly affects their learning ability. Students struggling with anxiety or depression often have difficulty concentrating, completing assignments, or even engaging socially. Without proper support, their grades can decline, their self esteem may suffer, and some may even drop out of school. This highlights the need for expanded mental health resources in school, as addressing mental health is essential for students' success. The statistics on mental health are alarming. One in five students has a mental health disorder, yet 60% receive no treatment. Many schools lack the necessary resources and personnel to support these students. Poor mental health can result in academic struggles, increased disciplinary issues, and lasting emotional distress for students. When they face anxiety or depression, it impacts their ability to function effectively. If left unaddressed, these problems can escalate, affecting not just the students, but also their families, their teachers, and the community at large. However, the good news here is that we know mental health programs in schools work. Research from Kelly 2021 illustrates that schools with robust mental health services see higher graduation rates, low absenteeism, and fewer behavioral issues. For instance, a school district that introduced on-campus counseling services saw a 30% decrease in absenteeism and also fewer suspension within a year. Students who had struggled with anxiety and depression become more engaged and academically they become very successful. Mental health support in schools is about fostering positive environment where students can thrive, not just crisis intervention. Behind every statistic is a real student, a real person struggling in silence. Many students face overwhelming challenges, grief from losing a loved one, anxiety from academic pressure, or the weight of personal struggles they feel they must bear alone. Now, consider the difference a simple intervention could make. A supportive school counselor or a teacher trained to recognize emotional distress can be life changing for this. Early mental health intervention isn't just about improving grades, it's about saving futures and ensuring that every student has the chance to thrive. Beyond the emotional aspect, expanding mental health support is a smart investment. Schools that implement mental health programs see a reduction in long-term costs associated with crimes, unemployment, and even healthcare. When students receive proper support, they are less likely to drop out, less likely to engage in risky behaviors, and more likely to contribute positively to the society. Also, studies shows that mentally healthy students perform better academically, which means improved test scores, higher graduation rates, and ultimately a stronger workforce. If we prioritize a student's mental health well-being, if we prioritize students' mental health well-being now, we can prevent larger issues in the near future. Some argue that mental health support should solely be a parental responsibility. No, I disagree. Whilst parental involvement is important, many students lack access to care outside school due to various barriers. Schools serve as a crucial safety net. Another concern is expense of expanded mental health. However, schools can implement these programs through grants, partnership with mental health organizations, and government fundings, minimizing the impact on budget. In short, the benefits of school-based mental health service far outweigh the costs. So what do we do? Or what can we do? First, parents can advocate for more school counselors, mental health programs by attending school board meetings and also pushing for policy changes. Also, teachers can integrate mental health awareness into the classroom, fostering an environment where students feel safe in discussing when students feel safe whilst discussing their struggles. Also, policymakers should allocate funding for school-based mental health programs. Students should support one another. If you or a friend is struggling, speak up. Seeking help is a sign of strength. We all have a role to play in mental health. We all have a role to play in mental health, making mental health a topmost priority in schools. To wrap up, mental health support in school is not optional. It is essential. Students cannot succeed academically if they are struggling emotionally. Expanding access to counseling and mental health programs can create learning environments where students can thrive. As a society, we must recognize that mental health is as important as physical health. No student should suffer in silence when help is within reach. The time for change is now. Let's work together to make mental health support in schools a priority. Thank you.